I'm Will. This is my partner Fee. We've got 2 children, older one Maisie and Matilda, the younger one. Unfortunately, Matilda was diagnosed with ALL leukemia in March 2022.
She wasn't even sick. She didn't even
Yeah, she'd been at daycare that day.
And I actually felt silly being there. And I remember Will ringing, saying, "You guys are at emergency." I said, "Yeah, but look, they'll probably give us antibiotics. We'll be home for dinner." So we got triaged pretty quickly, and they came back and said she's got abnormal blood. I don't know how I knew, but as soon as she started talking about white blood cells, I said, "It's leukemia, isn't it?" She said, "Yes."
And you just have to sit with that for a second. Take it in.
It was not long after she was diagnosed with high risk. They said the pattern of her chromosomes was unique, and it was so unique they don't actually have any records of any other kids anywhere in the world that had that same pattern. And they said to us, we don't actually know what that means. And then not long after that, they found out that she had something called Icarus. And that's when they said most kids go on to have bone marrow transplant. Every week we were getting bad news. We just couldn't get a break, and she was sick.
We weren't out of options, but we were using our options pretty quickly. Matilda needed a surgery. There was about nearly 10 doctors and nurses and people around her bed at that time. It was quite urgent. Once the doctors and nurses had done what they needed to do, they all left the room, and then it was suddenly just me and this other person who was standing in the corner, just at the back. And that was the Redkite social worker, who just very quietly just came up and just introduced herself to me and just said that she was there for me. That meant a lot at that moment, that there was someone there.
Redkite's book club was great. Maisie was 3 at the time, so I didn't want to keep her in the dark, but I didn't know how to explain to her that her little sister had a life-threatening disease. Having the pictures and talking about all different things helped Maisie understand what was going on, seeing it in a storybook. It was empowering for her because it gave her the language to use in a way that a 3-year-old can understand. Having this Redkite bag made me feel like I was part of a club, even though it's not a club you ever set out to be a part of, but you see other families in the oncology award with the same bag, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, I understand. Without Redkite, I would have felt more alone. I can't tell you the warmth that brings me, that there is support. And I know the support varies from practical things like the financial assistance to the counselling sessions or the coffee catch-up sessions, all these things. Even though we may not even use them all, just knowing that they're there for us is everything.